Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Welcome to our seminar for our group traveling on February 17th and returning back on the 25th. Inshallah, we will be covering a few things today. The first thing is I do want to get a quick introduction out of the way for myself. My name is Harun Hassan, and I will be taking care of you during your journey, inshallah, the spiritual journey for Umrah, inshallah, while we're visiting the holy cities of Makkah and Medina. The next thing we will jump into will be our schedule for this trip, inshallah. And then right after that, we will talk about Nuzuk briefly, inshallah. We're going to talk about Nuzuk so everyone is prepared and what you may need, what you may not need with Nuzuk. And the last thing I will cover is tips for this trip so your journey is as smooth as possible, inshallah. And then all the way at the end, we will have a Q&A. And in the meantime, if you're comfortable, you can go ahead and type in a message. Any questions that you may have, you can leave it in the chat. I will start with those, and then we can have everyone come on audio and ask the questions they may want to ask. So our schedule is we are departing from JFK on the 17th of February and arriving in Jeddah Airport. This is a direct flight going from JFK to Jeddah on the 18th of February, inshallah. We will be, inshallah, getting to the hotel approximately around Zohar time is what I'm expecting, or a little bit before that. Our check-in time will start a few hours after that, inshallah. So it is possible as soon as we get there, we will go for our Umrah, and by the time we get back, inshallah, our room keys will be ready. So the first day we will performing the Umrah. Second day, inshallah, on the 19th, you have a free day. Please use this time to rest, especially in the daytime, so you are refreshed in case you want to do another Umrah on the evening of the 19th. And on the 20th of February, inshallah, we have our historical tours for Makkah. And on the morning of the 21st, approximately 11 a.m., we will be leaving for Medina. And we will arrive in Medina, inshallah, around 4 p.m. or 4:30 p.m. approximately, maybe even less, depending on how fast we make our stops en route. And as soon as we get to Medina, inshallah, you'll have a few minutes to get settled into the room. And then I want to make sure you understand how the women's can get to the gate they need to go through in order to pray, the men, which gate they need to enter in to pray. We are very close to the women's gate 16, 17, and we are on the backside of Haram. So you leave the hotel in 30 seconds, you're within the gates of Haram. And from there, you will see many women and many men line up in the courtyard. But even if you're trying to go into the masjid, it will take you additional 30, 40 seconds in order to enter in the masjid, inshallah. But the first day, we do want to make sure we can do a walking tour and show you where to get in line for the Roda, show you where you actually need to get in line to go give salam. This is for the men only. So we cover a lot of vital information. So while you are in Medina, you can utilize the entire time, inshallah. And then on the 22nd, you do have a free day. On the 23rd, you have Friday prayer. So we did not schedule anything for that day. On the 24th, we will do a historical tour and inshallah get you to Medina Airport. So your flight schedule on the way back, you have your flight from Medina Airport at 10 p.m. So inshallah, when we get to the airport, we do need some time to make sure you have your Zamzam and make sure you're getting checked in, inshallah. So you will be arriving in Riyadh at 11:35 p.m. and then you have a layover to go to JFK from Riyadh to JFK at 2:50 a.m. inshallah. So we will be with you during this journey and making sure everything goes smooth, inshallah. Other than that, the last thing that I wanted to cover was the tips for the trip. And this is very important because we want to make sure you're prepared for your journey while you are going, inshallah. So the first things first, how many luggages are allowed? So Saudi Airline does allow us 2 luggages, 50 pounds each, and 1 hand carry plus a personal item. While you are going, I do highly recommend that you carry light. So in case you're planning to bring back dates or any gifts from Saudi Arabia, you are prepared for that. So you have enough weight remaining in your luggages, inshallah. Other than that, the Zamzam does not count towards your luggages, meaning you are still allowed the 2 luggages and a Zamzam container, which is only available at the airports and is pre-packaged according to airline guidelines, so they will check it in separate. They will check it in as a separate piece. So please don't purchase any Zamzam from the local markets. They will not allow that to get checked in. They allow this special Zamzam that's already wrapped in plastic. The bottle is already sealed, and then it's also in a box ready for travel, inshallah, to get on the flight. So this is one thing. The other thing is, please carry a refillable water bottle with you. It comes in handy during the whole trip. Each time you go to Haram, you can go ahead and fill up the bottle with Zamzam, and you can be drinking Zamzam for the entire trip. So when you come back, inshallah, the Zamzam you take back home, you can share it with your friends and family, inshallah. Laundry is very expensive in Saudi. I highly, highly recommend to carry enough clothing for the entire duration of the trip. Also, any medication that you use on a regular, please carry enough so you have it available for the trip. Other than that, if you frequently get a cold or you get sick, make sure you carry some Dayquil. So just in case you fall sick, you have something to use, inshallah. There are pharmacies available everywhere. But just in case, you're prone to getting sick and traveling, make sure you have those medications, some Tylenol, or anything else that you may use. Around this time of the year, Medina does tend to get a bit chilly. It doesn't happen all the time, but it may happen in a day or two during our journey, inshallah. So just keep a light jacket with you, especially in the daytime when we go out. It's going to be about 80, 90, close to 100 degrees. And then in the evening, nighttime, or even close to Fajr time, the temperature does tend to drop around the 50s, 60s. So you do feel it a lot more, especially when you're going from such hot weather into cold weather. Please make sure you're calling your cell phone carrier so you know whether you have roaming or not. Other than that, also call your credit card company, so make sure they're not charging you any foreign transaction fees. Most stores, they do take credit cards. They don't take Amex for the most part. American Express is not accepted in most of the stores, but Visa and MasterCard, they tend to work almost everywhere. Just find out with your bank whether they charge you a foreign transaction fee. Other than that, please, if you're planning to carry cash, carry new $100 bills. The places that exchange the money, they do cause issues or give you less money if you don't have new $100 bills. So this is one thing where even if it has a mark on it, they may refuse to exchange the money for you. They do have money exchanges available everywhere in Mecca and Medina, and also at the airports. Other than that, do carry some cash, because a lot of places they don't accept cash, but most do. And then I do want to jump into Nuzuk. We did share a guide in the group how to activate Nuzuk. It's a very simple process. If you have not received your visas yet, please reach out to our office on 718-505-0705. So they may send a copy of your visa and you can activate your Nuzuk. For the Nuzuk needs, technology-wise, in Saudi, you will need a smartphone, and you will need to have a separate device for each family member. And it is required that you have data. It does happen where you may get to the Roda gate and you get logged out. And that's one of the activities for Roda Riyaz al-Jannah, where you do need to make sure you have a data connection. Just in case you get logged out, you can always go ahead and log back in. You have access to your email. I know there are a lot of families traveling, and we always get this question with the kids. You can use separate devices like a iPad or a tablet, but make sure you have a phone where you can hotspot the data, especially when you're going and visiting the Roda. Other than that, the Umrah, for the Umrah, we do need to take out permits, but it's not necessary. But it's always a good idea to have the permits, inshallah. They're widely available. No one is checking the permits, but for the Roda and Medina, they are checking the permits aggressively. And with the new policy, you can visit the road. You have to have a wait period of 365 days between each Roda visit. So it's very important that whatever time you take out, you can make it for that time. And if something happens during the journey, maybe you're not feeling well, please cancel those permits just in case. Maybe we never know when Allah will invite us again. So maybe you're coming here, you're going to Saudi down the road a couple of months. And if the permit is already used, you will not be able to take out a new permit. So if you're definitely not able to make it for your permit, please cancel the permit, so this way you still have another opportunity, and in case you travel within a year again. So please utilize these tips, so things go smooth, inshallah. And of course, if you still have any issues with the Nuzuk app, please do reach out to our office so we can assist you with that, inshallah. With that, I am going to check the chat. There are no questions. I'm going to go ahead and give everyone the opportunity, in case you have any questions, to actually unmute yourself and ask, inshallah.
Assalamualaikum.
Wa alaikum
Um,
assalam.
I have a question regarding the Nusk app. I did create the account. I, I I keep checking it. I barely see any availability. So is there a particular time or date
Yes.
that we should be
So
checking?
for the Umrah, I believe the permits should be open as of right now for our dates. But when it comes for the Roda, they open it up on Friday morning, New York time. So Eastern time, we expect the permits to open up around approximately around 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. So before on Friday, basically every Friday they open up the permits for from Sunday all the way till Saturday. So like yesterday, the permits would have opened up from the 4th of February all the way till the 10th. So for us, our dates lie around the 22nd, 23rd. So for us, the permits will open up, inshallah, on the 16th, for the 18th of February all the way till the 24th, inshallah.
Thank you. Sorry, another question. Maybe I missed it. For the Umrah permit, do we have to go on Nusk again and apply for the Umrah permit as well? I was not clear. Maybe I missed something. So
I highly recommend it, especially at the airport. Sometimes they're looking at the Nuzuk, they just looking at a Umrah permit in order to, if they give any issues, usually there aren't any issues at the airport when we're checking in the Zamzams. But occasionally you get one or two people who are not aware of the rules, so they want to check the Nuzuk permit. And it's important that we take out Umrah permit. But for that, you can take out any date, but for us, if you're taking it out right now, take it out for the 18th of February, anytime that's available. It's not necessary you need to match the exact timing. They don't really check the Umrah permits, because as long as you're in Ihram, for the women, it's their regular clothing. And for the men, it's actually two pieces of white cloth. So it's very important that, like, you're not just entering Haram in regular clothing, because they will stop you outside. For the women, they cannot tell, but for the men, they could, obviously tell. So it's very important that, you're wearing the Ihram clothing when you're trying to go for your tawaf or your sa'i. They don't really say anything. But if you have an Umrah permit, that's the usage these days, is mostly for the Zamzam when we're checking in at the airport.
thank you. I have another question, but I'll wait unless somebody else wants to ask a question, or should I go ahead? I'm sorry.
You can go ahead. You can go
Okay.
ahead, inshallah.
So the other question, I'm sorry, it's probably the last question. When I first booked with you guys, I was told that first we're going to Medina and then we're going to Mecca. So this is the first time actually when you started the meeting, I was like, oh, first we're going to Mecca.
Originally, I'm not sure how far out. I think it's better we take this question offline, but we had changed the schedule approximately sometime in December. So it's been quite a bit time since we had the schedule change in
That's
the group.
that's completely okay. I'm not complaining about it. My question is in terms of Ihram.
We are providing
Friday,
the ihram for the men at the airport, inshallah. So when I see everyone, I am actually traveling with this group myself. So inshallah, when I see everyone at the airport, we'll have ihram for all the men, inshallah.
okay, sorry, for women, I know it's a regular clothing, but this is my first time going for Umrah, so I could be wrong in saying this, but I believe from what I read, you have to reach a certain like miqat where you put on the ihram or
That
the
will
niyyah. So you
that
guys
will
let us
happen
know.
on the flight, inshallah. So before we land, approximately half an hour before we land in Jeddah, that is when Miqat, we're passing by Miqat. They will make an announcement on Saudi Airline, inshallah. So for the men, I do highly recommend to have your ihram on at least 2-3 hours before we land, because it starts getting very, very crowded. For the women, if you are planning to change your clothes on the flight, same thing, couple hours before we land. but the intention is actually made when we are passing by the miqat zone, and they do make an announcement on the flight.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you so much for your
Wayakum,
time.
wayakum, inshallah. If anyone has any other questions, and that was a very important questions. I'm glad this came up because that is important information. I missed out on that. So we will be providing the ihram for the men at JFK Airport, inshallah, for all the men. Unfortunately, I don't have smaller ihram for kids, but you can fold it in half and actually use it for the kids as well too, inshallah, if you have any kids that are traveling. For the women, the major requirements in the ihram, of course, regular clothing. If you wear niqab, you may have to wear like a hat or something, so the niqab is not touching your face, and you cannot wear gloves. Those are the two requirements for the women. Other than that, they can wear regular shoes, comfortable shoes, whatever you want to wear, inshallah, is fine.
Alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Just the I'm sorry, the Rhoda visitation. Can you explain that again? So if we want to sign up for the times, when do we have
So,
to?
Nuzuk, we shared some instructions in the group regarding how to sign up for Nuzuk. You need to activate that account, and inshallah, the Friday we're traveling on the 17th, on the 16th morning, the permits will open up, inshallah, for our dates. And when they do open up, we are constantly checking too, because sometimes they open up on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but the usual date is Friday. So we will post a reminder in the group. The purpose of having the seminar 2 weeks in advance of that time is so you have enough time to sign up for the permits and you understand what are the technology needs, just in case you're planning to take multiple phones with you when you go to Saudi. So right now, all we're doing is signing up for our Nuzuk app. And once the permits open up, inshallah, me, my team, and myself, we're always looking at the permits when they're opening up, especially a week before. So anytime they open up, inshallah, we will be posting it in the chat. And please take that with the utmost urgency when we do post, because usually the permits, they do go out within a couple of hours. So as soon as the permits open up, we do post it in the chat. So this way you have some time to, inshallah, go and pick a date which works with you. And you can go ahead and book the permits out, inshallah.
So for the visit, we have the Nusuk activated. I was just like asking about the when. So we're not allowed to schedule any days right now, because I thought I heard that
it's not
sometimes they
that we're
open
not
for like 2
allowed
minutes.
to. They open up week by week. So yesterday they opened it up from all the way from basically for permits for Sunday all the way till Saturday. So the next Friday they're going to open it up for the following Sunday all the way till Saturday. So they open up the permits week by week. So this is not something that we can take care of right now, unfortunately, but we will send you reminders in the group. It does tend to happen where a lot of people, they don't even sign up for the Nuzuk app, and that's when most of the issues start, because if you're not prepared with the app, it may take 2 minutes, but if you don't have the app, you're not going to be able to take out the permit. So sometimes they do open it up 2 weeks before. So from this week, inshallah, from this coming Wednesday, we will start checking for the apps when they open up for our group, so we can remind you to take it as soon as they open up, inshallah.
And then we can do any days. It doesn't have to be like a set
It
days for
needs to
all the
be
group.
like we were going over the schedule. So our Medina days are we will arrive in Medina in the evening on the 21st. And then that will go all the way till the 24th, inshallah. We will be leaving on the 24th from Medina. So any date that you find that works with you. For the women, the timing is after Fajr till Zohar, and after Isha till midnight. For the men, the timing are from midnight all the way till Fajr, and then after Zohar all the way till Isha is men timing. So this is how they have the timing split. So inshallah, we will share the details with you. I will make sure we have it shared in writing, so this way there is no confusion. And also this seminar will also be available to view again if you need to watch it. I know there are quite a few people who weren't able to join. So anyone that did not join, inshallah, we will have a link available either sometime tonight or tomorrow morning, inshallah. So you can rewatch this just in case you missed some information.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
So in my case, like from the explanation you just gave, I'm traveling with my mom. So which means I have to have a different phone for my mom and myself.
That is correct, sister. You will need a separate device and a separate account as well too. So when you sign up for your account, you're okay, and then inshallah you will need one for your mom as well too.
Okay. So with the changing of the clothes before we get to the mikat for the women, so does it mean that since we're going to wear the regular clothes, whatever you wear from the airport before you before you get to the mikat, do you have to keep it or you still have to change a different one?
You can. I've even seen a lot of men. They wear the ihram when they leave from their house, and they have the ihram on during the entire flight. For the women, usually what most of the women do, they will have the clothes on what they're planning to do umrah in, and they will continue and they will make their intention when miqat comes, because we're still in the flight when miqat comes. Keep that in mind. So
Mhm.
as we're passing through the miqat area, we make our intention, and those clothes become your ihram afterwards.
Oh, okay. All right.
Okay,
Okay.
inshallah.
All right. Thank you.
You're
So it
welcome.
seems like I'm having problem with the what was the name of that thing again? The app?
Nuzuk,
Yeah.
Nuzuk app.
But I'll try my best, and if I have any problem, I see the number to call
Of course,
and
inshallah.
maybe go through it. Okay.
Of course, please reach out to us, inshallah, so we can assist you with that. It's usually like minor things. Make sure you're signing up as a visitor rather than a resident or GCC resident. So they
Uh-huh.
have the option. That's where most of the people get confused. So
Yes.
99% of the time, that's what I've seen. Everyone is signing up as the other options other than visitor. So
Yes.
when we do our nuzuk, inshallah, if you're choosing the visitor option, it's pretty straightforward. It will ask
Yeah.
you for your visa number, passport number, date of birth, some minor information, and you have all that information, inshallah.
Yes.
So you fill that out, they send you a code, and inshallah, from there, you proceed to create the account.
Yes. And that was exactly what I did. And so I started getting confused and I stopped because I didn't know what I was doing.
Okay,
I
inshallah,
I
not a
have two
problem.
more.
Try one more time, sister, inshallah. If
Mhm.
no success, inshallah, let us know. We can assist you afterwards.
Okay. All right.
Okay,
I
Thank
have
you.
two more
you're
questions, if
welcome.
you don't mind.
Yes, sister. Assalamu alaikum.
Um, for the device, is there any way I can just like show them mine, log out, and then log in with my mother's, because my mom's is visually impaired, so I have, you know.
So basically, in your case, I would recommend to, of course, create two accounts, have them both on the same phone, take out separate timings. You can always, they usually allow a additional person if someone is going on a wheelchair. So if you're planning to go with your mom, I would say even one permit might be enough, but take out another permit. It will give you another opportunity to visit.
Okay. And for the data of the phone, can we buy eSIMs cards from the
Uh,
airport?
I believe Saudi, last time I was there, sometimes they don't give you the eSIM option at the airport, but the actual stores they have, they're not too far from the hotel. So inshallah, we can guide you over there, and then you can pick up an eSIM as well too locally over there.
Sounds good. And
I
how much do
think,
you
I'm
think we
sorry.
should bring as far as cash like that? If we want to get
So
gifts and stuff like that.
breakfast is
No,
included
not
already.
breakfast. Gifts. Gift.
For I would say about like this is a short trip, it's not a long trip. I would say about 400, 500, a couple of hundred for emergency, and then rest for shopping. And food is usually about $10, $15 per meal. And I'm talking about like a good place will charge you about that much. But regular food over there, I would say like $6, $7 per meal. Any shopping that you're trying to do, I would say at least keep $100 for shopping, and rest of the stuff, in case you need some money in emergency, maybe you plan to do more shopping. So this is why I always tell everyone to, do have a card with you as well too, because most of the places they do take cards over there.
Okay, thank you so much.
You're welcome. I see a couple of hands up as well too. If you would like to just unmute yourself, inshallah, to ask.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
Would you like to go, Mariam? Go ahead. Okay, thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum
Uh,
assalam.
with my understanding, so we're gonna do the Umrah first before we go to Medina, right?
We are going Makkah first, so yes, we are doing our Umrah as soon as we get there, inshallah, and then we're moving to Medina on the 21st. So we have a couple of nights in Makkah, a couple of nights in Medina, and then inshallah we return back home.
Okay. And do you know how much it costs for the card if we want to put for the phone? Do you know how much roughly it costs?
So the phone card, the SIM cards are around, if you're trying to pick up something basic, they have even basic plans, $10, $15. But what I recommend is usually to pick it up with the data, and they give you unlimited, about 1,500 minutes of calling. It costs around $35 for our trip, inshallah. So they
Thank
they
you.
have a couple of different plans. Whatever works with you, inshallah, you can purchase that.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
You're welcome.
Aladdin.
You're welcome.
Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam.
I love the questions that are being asked. I feel like some of them are being answered because I had the same questions. I actually I'm on the app right now. So I registered and I did everything, but it's just a lot of steps. If you don't mind me asking, is it okay if I ask these questions? Like,
Yeah, of course, of course.
so when I'm setting, I know you probably answered it already, but I'm gonna ask. So I'm already on the app and it's telling me about setting up the permit. We're not doing that right now, right? We're doing that when it opens.
You can actually take care of your Umrah permit right now. I'm actually opening my app as well too. So we
Okay.
are arriving on the 18th. Umrah permits are already open. So you can take out anything, I would say, from 4 p.m. to this timing is pretty good. So what I will do right now is the permit that I'm taking out, I will take a screenshot for the Umrah permit and share it in the group.
So right now I'm on the Umrah, right? And it's the calendar, like the green. It's like green. Some of them are green,
Correct.
some of them are red. So right now what are my next steps?
So you click on the date. So for us, we're performing the Umrah on the 18th. So just click
So
on
I
the
click on
18th.
18th.
You
Okay,
will
I see
see
it.
time slots showing up on the bottom.
Should
So
I
we
share
are
my
going
screen
for
if anyone wants to see it?
yeah. Uh
Am
we
I
actually have a
able?
video on how to take out the permits as
Okay,
well too
okay.
on this. So we
All
can
right
share
then.
that. But it's, if you scroll down, you will see evening timings, and it's
Okay.
in military time. So we're choosing 1600 to 1800. So that's 4 p.m.
So
You just click on
1600
that.
to 1800. Okay, I'm there. I clicked on it.
Click on that, and then it will show you obligation to see instructions. You just check mark that, and you issue
Check.
the permit.
Continue. Okay, perfect. And then now it's giving me a QR code.
Yep, that is your permit, and that's exactly how the permit will be taken out for the Roda as well too. So
Should I
you click on.
screenshot it or
Don't
share it?
screenshot it.
Oh,
We don't really need the Umrah permit. The purpose for that is for the airport mostly.
oh.
But we are going in a heavy crowded time too. It's
Mm-hmm.
always good to have the permit, but no one is checking.
Okay.
For doing the Umrah, no one is checking, but sometimes they ask for it during the Zamzam. So when we check it in at the airport, sometimes this is very occasional.
Okay.
And for the Rhoda, can we screenshot the permits instead of like going
I
in over there
don't
and log in?
recommend it, but if you want to just have it as a backup, you can do it. But they will, even if they see a screenshot, I've seen them, like, they'll play with the screen, and then what they'll do is they'll open the app and they'll say like, oh, you don't have data connection, why is this not opening? So it's very important that you have connection and you can show it within the app, because the colors change according to certain timings. So that's how they know exactly when your permit timing is.
Okay.
So basically, I'm done. I'm done with what I was supposed to do, like registering.
For now, yes.
For
Only thing
now,
we
okay.
need to do right now is take out the Umrah permit. Other than that, the Roda permits, when they open up, inshallah, we're going to inform everyone in the group.
All right. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry. And for the 19th, we can schedule any time to make Umrah. Like we can do if we want to do another one.
If
No,
you want to
for
do
the
another
19th, for
one,
the 3 day.
yes, the permits, the
Oh, yeah.
19, 20, anytime you're planning to do additional Umrah, you can schedule any time and go. But you don't necessarily need it. You can just go and just perform your Umrah as well too.
Okay.
Assalamu alaikum, brother.
Wa alaikum
Sorry,
salam.
I just have a quick question. You said that it's not necessary to screenshot the QR code. I'm traveling with my parents, and they too. I'm going to put it on their phones. We're going to try to do that, but I can't guarantee if they will have the data or anything. Can I still screenshot it for them on their phone just to be on the safe side?
Have it on the safe side. I'm mentioning this one more time. We don't need permits for the Umrah. The purpose of this permit is to let it expire so we can show it at the airport.
Okay.
So even if someone, I might even have some people take their permits out in Medina for Umrah, whatever is available, just so, because I need everyone. If they cause us any issues at the airport for the Zamzam, we do need to go ahead and show them an Umrah permit so they don't cause us issue at the airport. I just like to be safe rather than sorry, because I'm sure everyone wants to bring back Zamzam, and this is one of the major things that we may run into. Other than that, for the Umrah, you don't need to show any permits. For the last year and a half or so, I have not shown a single permit to go and do my Umrah. And Alhamdulillah, I'm with the group almost every month. So then after that, the Roda is something where you will have restrictions. And that's where I want to prepare everyone that you may need data. You can also check your app and make sure your permits are viewing within the app when you leave the hotel. So when you're connected to the Wi-Fi, make sure your permits are working, and then start walking towards Haram. Inshallah, you should be fine.
Yeah,
And
I think the question is mostly for like the Rhoda, when the men has to
Yeah.
go separate and then the women has to go separate. So, if you have an elderly father that's going, with so it's I think it's mostly just for the Rhoda. The question about
It
the
is. It is. The restriction is actually mostly for the Roda, and that's what my major concern is, because,
yeah.
like I mentioned, 365-day waiting period in order to get your next permit.
Yeah.
I haven't gone to the Roda for a very long time, because every group I would give my permit for someone who didn't have it. And unfortunately, now I can't even go because I need to wait 365 days. So there are complications with this, and that's why I mentioned it a few times. If you're not able to make it, even if there are no permits open, cancel your permit. So this way, inshallah, if Allah invites us again very soon, we can still go and visit the Roda.
Okay. And so, speaking of the Rhoda permit, can we do that the Friday before we leave?
That is exactly when we need to do. We cannot do the Roda permits till they open up in the system. And for our dates, they are not opened up in the system.
Okay. And then what would our dates be?
Our dates will be from, we will take out our permits either for late night, basically after Isha on the 21st, anytime on the 22nd, anytime on the 23rd, and early hours. So basically anything before Zohar on the 24th. Well, we will post these timings, like I'm sure nobody's going to remember all this information. I will post the calendar. We will post all these timings. So when the time comes, inshallah, you're completely prepared to take out the permits, inshallah.
Okay. Jazakallah. Sorry, my father has a question now.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Wa alaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
I understand that the rule and regulation of the Hajj and Umrah is very much changed from the previous times.
Very different now, very different. Before the pandemic, we were in a different world, and after the pandemic is a completely different world.
I have a couple of questions. One is it possible to get some literature in the New York where we are going on the plane to read all the changes and everything, the rule of the new Hajj and new Umrah?
So the rules, inshallah, that there isn't that much of a change, but basically you cannot go and go close to the Kaaba without ihram. That's the pretty much only major rule that has been changed. For the Roda, you must have a permit, and that's about it. Other than that, going to pray in Haram, you don't need a permit. You can go pray, come back. If you're planning to do tawaf only from the second floor, there are no permits required. So the only restriction comes in when you're trying to go in the Mataf area, and in Medina when you're trying to go and pray in the Roda.
And secondly, my second question is it possible we are three people in the family, me, my wife, and my daughter, we are going. Is it possible to have all these permits in one group or no?
It's you need to have separate phones for each person. If not separate phones, at least separate accounts, and then you take out separate timings for the permit, so you're not using the same phone over and over again. And there
So
are
this,
separate timing for the men and separate timing for the women.
so this permit, permit should be get in Mecca, not here.
You will get the permits before we leave, inshallah. So on the Friday,
Oh,
we're leaving on Saturday. So on Friday, you need to take out the permits because they do go out in a few hours, especially for the women. So
Inshallah,
this
I'll do
is
that for them.
all right. Perfect,
Yes.
inshallah. But
so
using the same phone, just
Yes.
take out a separate permit because the men and women timing are already separate. Take out permit timings which are a bit far away from each other, so you can log into the new account and use the same phone.
Okay.
very good. That's good. That we have a permit before we go there.
Inshallah.
We have to
Inshallah.
do it, inshallah.
Okay.
Brother, can I ask you one more question? So
Yes, sure.
my dad, he will be doing, we're gonna need a wheelchair when we go.
I will, inshallah, cover accessible services when we're moving to
Thank you.
Makkah, inshallah.
Okay.
I'm aware there, usually, anyone that may need accessible, even for someone that may not need it, I want them to be prepared because you never know when you get
Yes.
a sudden muscle cramp or when you're not feeling well and you still need to get your Umrah done. So, inshallah, when we're in the bus, I will be covering accessible services. But in general, what ends up happening is if you send them on a wheelchair, it's better to get a authorized wheelchair person from near the hotel rather than going into haram and getting it. So they will charge you about 250 to 300 reals, which is approximately $80. They will take the person to Umrah on the roof. They will do the Umrah, meaning they will do the tawaf, they will do the sa'i, and they will bring them back to the hotel and drop them off in the lobby. Or if you request them, they will even drop them off to the same floor.
Okay, inshallah.
That's very good. Thank you very much. Yeah.
No problem.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, the
Uh,
gate for the Rhoda is, you said 16 and 17?
No. That's the gate. We're gonna cover this when we get there. Like
Thanks.
inshallah, when we're in Medina, first day when we arrive in Medina. I'm sorry, but I'm gonna have everyone come with me so I can show you exactly where to go in and pray, where to go in for
Sure.
the roda, where to go in for the salam. Because right now, you're gonna go online. There's gate names. It's tough to see what you need to do. So inshallah, when we get there, we will be inshallah covering all this information and get you prepared for your trip to Medina. Inshallah.
Sure. Thank you.
Quick
You're welcome.
question. Sorry,
Yes,
brother.
sister.
I wanted to ask.
I'm going to stop the recording now because a lot of
Yes,
the
please.
questions are repetitive right now. So
Sure.
let me just do a final quick exit message and then inshallah we'll take more questions. So Jazakallah for joining, inshallah. If you have any questions, please do reach out to our office. Assalamu alaikum.